I've been reading a lot of comments lately. On YouTube, on social media, in forums, and one thing is very clear. Everyone seems hyped about the upcoming update 1.59 for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator. Now I know it sounds early. We just had update 1.58. It feels like it just landed. People are still exploring the features, still adjusting to the changes, still enjoying what that update brought. And yet somehow, the community has already shifted its focus forward, update 1.59. And honestly, I understand why. Before we get into it properly, thank you for the support on the channel. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, for being part of these conversations. The community around ETS2 and ATS is one of the strongest in simulation gaming, and it shows every single time a new update is announced. Now let's talk about this hype. Normally, after a big update like 1.58, things slow down a bit. Players explore, modders update their work. SCS takes a breath, but this time feels different. There's this sense that 1.59 is not just another small step. It feels like a setup for something larger. And even though SCS hasn't revealed everything, the pieces are starting to form a clear picture. When fans start speculating this early, it's usually because they've seen patterns, they've seen teasers, they've seen blog posts hinting at future changes. And right now, the biggest conversation is about one region, Benelux. I am very confident that the full Benelux region will play a major role in Update 1.59. SCS has already shared progress on reworking parts of the Netherlands. We've seen improvements in road layouts, new assets, updated cities, better highway systems, more realistic interchanges. The level of detail looks completely different compared to the original map design. And if they are going that deep into the Netherlands, it makes sense that Belgium and Luxembourg will also receive major upgrades. Think about what that means. Cities like Liège, Luxembourg City, Eindhoven, Groningen, Antwerp. These are important logistics hubs in real life. Ports, industrial areas, dense highway networks, cross-border traffic. If SCS fully rebuilds these areas with modern standards, better scale, improved realism, and more detailed city design, that alone could make Update 1.59 feel massive. The Benelux region sits at the heart of Western Europe. It connects major routes between Germany, France, the UK, and Scandinavia. A proper rework there changes daily gameplay routes for thousands of players. It's not just a visual update, it reshapes how you drive across Europe. And that's why the hype makes sense. Another big topic in the community is rigid trucks for ETS2. This one is interesting. Some players are convinced that 1.59 will finally introduce rigids. Others are more cautious. Personally, I would say I'm about 40% expecting it. Why only 40? Because SCS has been very quiet about rigid trucks recently. They haven't canceled the idea. They haven't said it's off the table, but they also haven't actively teased it in the same way they tease map reworks. Rigid trucks would completely change the gameplay style in ETS2. Shorter deliveries, urban distribution, more city-focused driving, new body types, new customization options. It would also require adjustments to trailers, cargo systems, and job markets. It's possible that 1.59 could introduce groundwork for rigids rather than the full release. Maybe back-end systems, maybe preparation for a later update. So yes, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not fully convinced yet. Let's talk about something that is definitely moving forward. Coaches. The preparation for the Coaches DLC in ETS2 has clearly been progressing. We've seen signs and updates. We've seen hints in blog posts, systems being adjusted, features that don't directly say coaches but feel like preparation. Update 1.59 could continue laying that groundwork. New passenger systems, route adjustments, terminal updates, AI behavior improvements. These small technical steps don't always look exciting on the surface, but they are essential for something bigger. When coaches finally arrive, they need to feel natural inside the ETS2 world. That requires preparation. And 1.59 might push that preparation further. Over in American Truck Simulator, things are also building up. The road trip concept that SCS has been hinting at feels like a major expansion of gameplay direction. ATS has always focused heavily on long-haul trucking across wide landscapes. But adding more depth to the road trip experience opens up new opportunities. Update 1.59 could include systems that support that future content, improvements to rest areas, scenic viewpoints, economy tweaks, small world-building details that make exploration more immersive. ATS has been growing steadily with map expansions, but 1.59 might focus more on refining the experience rather than just expanding territory. And sometimes refinement is more important than expansion. Now this might be the biggest topic of all: console release preparation. SCS has made it clear that bringing ETS2 and ATS to consoles is a long-term goal that requires massive technical adjustments, optimization, UI redesign, controller support, performance balancing. These aren't flashy features you show in a trailer. They're back-end improvements, stability upgrades, engine optimizations. I believe Update 1.59 could continue that process behind the scenes. And if that's the case, this might actually be the most important update of the year, even if players don't immediately see everything. A console release would expand the player base dramatically. It would introduce the franchise to a completely new audience. That kind of move requires serious groundwork. If 1.59 contributes to that preparation, then it's bigger than just map reworks and new features. It's about the future of the franchise. When you combine all these elements, Benelux rework, possible rigid groundwork, coaches preparation, ATS road trip systems, console optimization, you start to see why the community is excited. Even if not everything lands in this update, the direction feels ambitious. SCS is not slowing down. They are building towards something. And when a developer builds momentum like this, you can feel it in the community. That's the hype we're seeing right now. People aren't just excited for patch notes, they're excited for progression. Yes, it is still early. Yes, we just had update 1.58. But that doesn't stop the excitement for what's next. Update 1.59 is coming, and from everything we can see so far, it's shaping up to bring changes that players will genuinely appreciate. A rebuilt Benelux region would modernize a key part of the ETS2 map. Continued coach preparation keeps that long-awaited DLC moving forward. ATS refinements add depth. Console groundwork prepares the franchise for its next chapter. That's why the hype feels real this time. And to be honest, I think it will be big, not just in size, but in direction. Thank you again for your support, for liking and subscribing, and for being part of this growing community. Let me know what you're most excited about in Update 1.59. I'll see you in the next one.